In keeping with earnings, Sobha Developers has clocked in a mixed but largely stable quarter. The company has also announced a buyback worth 75 crores. To discuss the quarter gone by, I am being joined by JC Sharma, he's Vice Chairman and Managing Director at Sobha Developers. Good morning, sir. It's good to have you on the show with us. If you take a look at the P&L, the margins are evidently a little pressured on a year-on-year basis. What has led to that, and what have been the key triggers that have driven the quarter?
See, the key highlights of the quarter has been that on a top line basis, it has been a better quarter vis-a-vis the preceding quarter as well as the last year same quarter. As far as margin is concerned, at EBITDA level as well as at the PAT level, it is better than the last quarter but lower than the preceding year same quarter. We believe that prima facie the highlight of this quarter has been a higher number of sales, higher quantum of revenue recognition, a good cash flow, which ensured that this quarter also we have been able to meet all our costs and to reduce our debt a little, as well as to ensure that going forward the sustenance of margin on, generally speaking, no increase in the selling price shows the resilience and the quality of the sales what we are achieving. As far as the PAT is concerned, it is lower due to one-time provision of about extra 20 crores for the year for the tax purpose only. There is one more item. Last year we were allowed for the same quarter about 13.6 crore of our CSR related costs to be charged to the reserve and surplus account. This year we have to book it in our P&L account. So, but for these things, the margins also would have been better in this quarter.
Right. Sir, talk to us about realizations as well. How has the Bangalore market panned out this time around?
See, the plans is key. Definitely, right now we are getting about 75 to 80% of total sales from Bangalore. We believe that the Kerala market as a whole, the NCR market, the Chennai market and Pune market in times to come should start doing better and better. But in the current environment where the market still remains difficult for most of the real estate companies in almost all the cities, where Bangalore continues to perform relatively better, though there also some stress is seen, the Bangalore will continue to contribute significant amount of new sales and revenue recognition. But this year, NCR market should perform credibly well and significantly well due to the new launch, and the same logic applies to the Cochin market as well.
Right. Sir, what about the new launches and the revenue recognition from the older projects that have been launched previously prior to the quarter?
See, from the new launches you cannot do revenue recognition because it requires certain preconditions to be met. You should be able to sell 25%, you should be able to incur 25% of the construction cost, and you should have collected 10% booking money from the customers. So new launches, it will not immediately get linked to the revenue recognition. Revenue we recognize for the Dream Acres, which was launched last year. At the same time, last quarter we did a soft launch of about 3 million square feet in Gurgaon in a group housing scheme.
Sir, talk to us about the buyback plan that has been approved just yesterday. What is the quantum, and in terms of the timeline, when is it likely to be materialized by?
See, the shares what we intend to buy through a tender route is 2.32% of the total equity. The price what the board has decided is 330 rupees, which is roughly 8 to 10% higher than the current market price. We believe that the company has enough reserve and surplus. This year also it generated 153 crore of net profit and 517 crore of EBITDA for the year as a whole, with the book value of 250 rupees, with a good land bank, with 17 million square feet of inventory. We believe that this kind of a buyback is an efficient method of taking certain shares and giving the shareholders back a price which is higher than the current prevailing price.
Also, sir, in terms of the average cost of debt on the 30th of September 2015, so around a little over 12%, are you satisfied with that, and any plans to bring that down, something that has been done towards that end?
It's a very good point. We already reduced it to 11.82% as on 31st of March 2016, and going forward we believe that this interest rates is further expected to come down. In the last year we have reduced it net by about 82-83 basis points, and similar kind of reduction can be expected by the year end 31st March 2017.
So in terms of unsold inventory, what is that position right now? And also in the 1 to 1.5 crore category, what is the situation like? What is the proportion of the unsold inventory from completed projects?
No, it is a very good point, but I will put the correct perspective about this understanding. We do not have any unsold inventory of more than 100,000 square feet in apartments and 80,000 square feet in plots as on 31st of March 2016. So unsold, while we delivered 5.6 million square feet of new real estate projects, the unsold inventory is minimal. What you are talking about is under what category, how much apartments are offered for sale. These apartments will take 2 to 3 years to be handed over.
And so lastly, before we let you go, what's the current debt equity ratio and the total debt target? As also, if you can throw some light on the outlook and growth going ahead, also in terms of the demand scenario, how will it pan out? What's your opinion? All right, I think we've lost the line with the management of Sobha Developers. But having said that, it has been a moderately stable quarter as far as Sobha is concerned. The margins have shown a dip on a year-on-year basis. But in terms of the inventory, as also the management was clarifying, that position seems to be more or less stable. And in terms of the launches going ahead, the Gurgaon launch also will happen, and it will happen in the June of this year. So certain important details coming in there. The stock is little under pressure on back of the kind of pressured margins that we've seen on the performance of the quarter. Well, moving on, the